Good morning. So let us move towards our next chapter. I hope you all are safe and fine at your home. This is your physical education teacher Deepak sir. And today we are going to jump on our second chapter, that is sports and nutrition. So before we going to start, let us think what sports and nutrition is basically belongs to some biological concepts, and sports is purely a physical term. So what is the combination between the sports and nutrition? When we talk about the sports and nutrition, it directly means a relationship between sports and nutrition, diet of a player. So what are the thoughts come in your mind when you listen the word sports and nutrition? See, whenever we listen the word sports and nutrition, there are a lot of thoughts come in our mind that, see, when you are, let's suppose you are a player, and when you start to play a particular game, your diet should be like that, so that your strength, your endurance, your flexibility, your speed, all components of physical fitness should be maintained properly. How to grow your body in a sequential manner? What are the ways, what are the food supplements available in our, should be in our diet for the optimum growth and development of our body? So that is why the concept sports and nutrition is very important. So when I talk about the sports, so sports is totally related to the different types of games and activities, some physical workout, some mental brainstorming, some mental exercise. And when I talk about nutrition, so nutrition is all related with food. Nutrition is a process in which an organism consumes nutrients or consume food which helps to grow our body, and it gives energy to our body and work properly. Now there are another term, that is digestion. When we take food and it digest. So what is this digestion exactly? So when we take food, these food mix with the acid and all in the stomach, that the complex or food is converted into the simpler one, and the whole body got the energy. Alright, so now here we need to understand that why this sports and nutrition has a great place. See, if you want to achieve something in a sports, there should be the balanced diet of your food. So your food should be balanced, there should be equal amount of all nutrients. Now the point comes, what is nutrient and why we study this topic? See, for a player it is very important to keep an eye or to keep from a work from scratch on this sports and nutrition, because diet helps a person to grow in a sequential manner and helps a player to develop his or her physical components. Now what are the physical fitness components? So physical fitness components are like strength, endurance, flexibility, speed, etc. So now let us come and we are going to deal with the second unit, that is the sports and nutrition. So all devotees, I welcome you all here, and today we are gonna deal with our second chapter, that is the sports and nutrition. So welcome all the 12th. This is not part number 2. This is part 1 of our chapter 1. This is unit 2, part 1, and the name of our chapter is the sports and nutrition. So what we are going to think? First, when you listen about this chapter, the first thing that comes in your mind is food and diet. So what is food? Anything which we eat. Anything, it means fruits, vegetables, chapati. So the first activity that you need to do is you need to think the chapati. So what gives chapati to us? Which kind of energy, which kind of nutrients we got from it? If I think about rice, so which kind of things, which kind of nutrient I got from rice? If you are taking fruits, so definitely you will get some nutrients, you will get some minerals from that. So that is what food. So food is the basic requirement of an individual, which are required for the optimum growth and development of an individual. Next, that we are going to talk about diet. So the food that we take is called diet, and diet should always be balanced. See, if you want to grow, if you want your body to grow in a sequential manner, in a proper manner, in a wholesome development manner, you need to perform, you need to eat a regular balanced diet. See, the most basic thing that we in the morning we take a king like breakfast. Okay, then in the afternoon we take lunch, and in the evening or in the night time we take dinner. So dinner should be lightest, breakfast should be the king. So that is why it is very important that we take different kind of food, a balanced diet food at a particular intervals of time, so that our body can digest it properly and give a exact amount of nutrition that is needed for our body. And if we see from the parameter of a player of sports and game, so it is very important to have a balanced diet and his or her diet. Next thing that we are going to deal with some basic requirement. So for the for the development of the body, food is the basic requirement of an individual. Second term that we are going to deal with growth and development. Definitely a good diet, a balanced diet helps an individual to grow properly and develop all physical fitness components. Now what is this growth? So growth is the cellular process. Alright, since from birth to 16 to 17 years it's grow properly, then it is stopped for a while, the organic development started. So growth is a purely a physical term, it's a cellular growth. Okay, next we talk about development. So what is development? Development is the overall changes in the body, in the mind. It is also related to the thought process. It is the whole soul development. It is related development is related to the growth of the body as well as thought process of an individual. Next term, that is chemical substance. So food, the food contain a different chemical substance, different chemical elements. Like you can say all the chemical substances are called nutrients. So the chemical substance which are present in our food is called nutrient. Can you give some example of nutrient? Definitely you can give. First is carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamin, minerals, etc. So first question that come in our board examination is what is nutrition? What is nutrition? So nutrition is a process of taking food, consuming food and use of that food to produce energy in an individual. Now the next question comes is what is nutrient? So what is nutrient? Nutrients are the chemical substance which are present in the food that helps an individual to grow or individual to provide energy in the body, and these are the chemical substances which are present in the food and gives energy to an individual. Now the next one, that is digestion. So what is digestion? Digestion is again a process in which an individual consumes food. Now what is digestion exactly? A process in which complex substance convert into the simpler ones. Getting my point? Next come on sufficient energy. So when an individual take a balanced diet, alright. So first let us talk about what is balanced diet. To taking a proper amount of food in our diet, like carbohydrate, like fat, like protein, etc. So when we take a balanced diet, we got a proper amount of energy in our body. Now see the concept of balanced diet. What exactly this balanced diet is? Alright. So balanced diet means a proper, equal proportion of each and every nutrients. What are the nutrients? Nutrients like fat, carbohydrate, vitamins, minerals, etc. Next, that is sufficient energy. So definitely when we are taking a balanced diet, we'll get a sufficient energy to our body. Important for workout. See, a player usually go in the gym, or some of them who are doing yoga will do in their home. Some of them are, see, if you can take an example, if a milkman is coming from the first floor to the 8th floor or the 6th floor or the 5th floor to give milk to us. Let's take an example, a vendor who give vegetables or newspaper, he is coming here and there. He or she pedaling the cycle and coming here and there and moving across a huge space. So the body needs energy. So to do any kind of workout, getting my point? Any kind of workout. See, if you are cycling, if you are running, if you are going from one place to another place, these all things are workout. So for the maintenance of the energy in a body of an individual, it is very, very important to have a balanced diet so that the workout can be done, so that the daily routine can be achieved. Alright, now functions of the organ properly. See, when we take a balanced diet, so the proper amount of nutrients goes into the body, our internal organs work properly. The heart can pump the blood properly, the lungs can respire properly, the carbon dioxide out only, right? The carbon dioxide exhale properly. The amount of carbon which is present in the body is moving out a lot. You will be able to consume as much oxygen as you can, and the lungs will expand and you feel good. Pancreas will perform that function. Stomach, the digestion process will be good, the excretion process will be good, because it is very, very important to have a balanced diet. So let me give you one simple definition of balanced diet. What is balanced diet? Balanced diet is a diet which consists of appropriate or adequate amount of nutrients. Nutrients, that is the macronutrients and micronutrients. In this chapter, we will also going to learn about dieting myths. Some of the people says that milk make an individual fatty, or there are a lot of dieting myths that fasting helps to lose the weight, and there are a lot of things. So we are going to deal with this topic also. So basically, if we talk about nutrients, nutrients are of two types: macronutrients and micronutrients. If commerce student heard macroeconomics and microeconomics, alright, so what is macro? Macro means big. What is the meaning of micro? Micro means small. So requirement of macro means large nutrients which are required in our body, and micro means small amount of nutrients which are required in our body. Let us come, and now we are going to learn balanced diet in detail. So what is exactly balanced diet? What is the simple formula to learn what is balanced diet? So balanced diet is a diet which consists of adequate amount of a proper proportion of macronutrient and micronutrient. So what is this macronutrient exactly? This macronutrient means the amount of nutrient which are required in our body in large proportion. So here we need to understand that macro means large. So those nutrients which are required in large amount of the body. Those nutrients which are required in large amount in our body. And second, that is micronutrient. So those nutrients which required in a small amount of in our body. So if we talk about macronutrient, that is carbohydrate, fat, protein. So carbohydrate, fat and protein are the macronutrient, because carbs, that is a carbohydrate, protein, bodybuilding food, and fat. Carbohydrate, fat, protein, these are the micronutrients. So carbohydrate, fat, protein plus micronutrient. What are these micronutrients? These micronutrients are vitamins and minerals. Alright. So here this micronutrient plus macronutrient makes a balanced diet. Now the point comes again that what is the importance of balanced diet? So the importance of balanced diet is when we take a balanced diet, our internal organs will work properly, okay? The respiratory system will work properly, the respiratory system as well as the circulatory system will work properly, expiratory system will work properly. So the body will be in a proper healthy condition. Again, there is a definition of balanced diet. Balanced diet is a combination of energy giving food, body building food, defensive food. This is the most important concept that we are going to learn, that is the combination of energy giving food, body building food and defensive food. This is the another definition. So if it will be in 1 mark or something else, or if you would like to add something for 1 mark, you can write that balanced diet is a combination of macronutrients plus micronutrient, and you can explain as well. If you want to change, if you want to write in detail, you can write balanced diet is a combination of energy giving food. Now what is this energy giving food? the food which provide the instant energy to our body, like glucose. Alright, so glucose is a form of carbohydrate. After carbohydrate converted to glucose, fructose, lactose, maltose, galactose, etc. So the first type, the first combination is energy giving food, and energy giving food should be 60 to 70% in our body. I hope you get my concept. So the first, that is energy giving food. Example: fat, carbohydrate, not protein, only fat and carbohydrate. And these energy giving food should be 60 to 70% in our body. Next is bodybuilding food. So when I talk about bodybuilding, it means muscles and all, a lot of things, abs, different things. So it is here, this bodybuilding food, it should, it helps in the growth and development of an individual. And this bodybuilding food should be 15 to 20% in an individual. Next that we're going to learn is defensive food. Now what is the defensive food? What is the meaning of defensive? The food which help us to defense from the infection, from the some germs or something else. So defensive food like vitamins, like minerals, water, etc. And these defensive food should be in our body in approximately 15 to 20%. Now let us come, we'll just take a flow chart so that we can understand what exactly the nutrients are. So first, if we talk about nutrients, so nutrients are the chemical substances which are present in our body, which are taken through food. So nutrients are the chemical substances which are present in the food and which is consumed by us so that our body can work properly. Now nutrients are of two types. How many types of nutrients are there? Nutrients are of two types. First is micronutrient and second is macronutrients. So when I talk about macronutrients, so what is macro? The meaning of macro is large. What is the meaning of macro? The meaning of macro is large. So the amount of nutrient which are required in our body in large quantity, or you can say nutrients which are required in our body in a large proportion. Okay, so that are macronutrients. Now what are the examples of macronutrients? That is carbs, carbohydrate, fat, protein. These are the three nutrients which is required in our body in large amount. So keep in mind the macronutrients are fat, carbohydrate and protein. Second is micronutrients. What is the meaning of micro? The meaning of micro is small. So what is this micronutrient? Micronutrients are those nutrients which are required in our body in a small proportion or in a small amount. Now what are the type of this micronutrients? So vitamins is a type of micronutrient and minerals are the type of micronutrient. Again the question comes in exam, what is nutrient? Explain the types of nutrient. Or there will be a question in 3 marks, what is the difference between macro and micronutrients? So how will you define it? The first point will be macronutrients are those nutrients which are required in large quantity. In micro you can write micronutrients are those nutrients which are required in small amount. Macronutrients are very important for the energy production of the body and bodybuilding. So you can write macronutrients help in development of body. It means they are the energy giving food and they help in the body building of the food. When we talk about micronutrients, on that side you can write that these are the defensive food which are very important for our body and they require a small amount. Now you can also add what are the examples of macronutrients and what are the examples of micronutrients. So the example of macronutrients are carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamins and minerals. No, it is not like this. The example of macronutrients are carbohydrate, fat, protein, etc. The example of micronutrients are vitamins and minerals. Now let us learn what are these vitamins are. So vitamins are the micronutrients. There are 2 types of vitamins. How many types of vitamins are there? There are basically 2 types of vitamin. First, that is vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K. So let me know the yellow chalk so that you can understand. This vitamin A, B, E, K. These vitamins are called fat soluble vitamins. And next, that is vitamin B and vitamin C are water soluble vitamins. So here you understand that what is water soluble and what is fat soluble. So this vitamin A, D, E, K are fat soluble vitamin B and vitamin C are water soluble vitamin. So I hope you understand the whole concept. Let us come and we are gonna recapitulate it. Sports and nutrition. So sports and nutrition, it is basically defined as the diet. So the food that we take is diet. The chemical substance which is present in the food are called nutrients like carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamins and minerals. Now what is this nutrition? So nutrition is a process in which an organism consumes food which is a requirement for the wholesome development of an individual. Or digestion is a process in which an organism consumes food digested in the body and provide energy for the proper functioning of the organs. What is the concept of balanced diet? The concept of balanced diet is macronutrient plus micronutrients, or we can say the combination of energy giving food, defensive food and bodybuilding food. The energy giving foods are carbohydrate and fat. Alright, the bodybuilding foods are protein and the defensive food is minerals and vitamins. Next, that is nutrients. So what are the nutrients? The macronutrients and micronutrients. The macronutrients are carbohydrate, fat, protein. The micronutrients are vitamins, minerals, etc. Mineral. What is this mineral is? Minerals are also of two types, that is macro minerals or micro minerals, or you can say major minerals or trace minerals. So when I talk about macro minerals or major minerals, the examples are calcium, sodium, chlorine, potassium, etc. And when I talk about trace minerals or micro minerals, so this micro minerals means iodine, which is required in a small amount, iodine, zinc, copper, fluoride, etc. So I hope you got the whole concept of exactly what is sports and nutrition. And your homework is to calculate your BMI. Your homework is to calculate the formula of BMI. This is the important question as for our board examination. So I request all of you to calculate your BMI to see what is the formula of BMI. So dear students, now we are going to move on our next topic, that is functions of balanced diet. So what is the function of balanced diet? Why it is important to take a balanced diet in our food? So as earlier I told you, what is balanced diet? Balanced diet is a combination of energy giving food, bodybuilding food and defensive food. So now we are going to discuss about what are the functions of balanced diet. It is a 5 marks question and sometimes it is asked as a 3 marks question also. So both of these questions are of 5 or 3 marks questions. So what we need to do or what we need to think now is what are the functions of balanced diet. So the very first functions of balanced diet is sufficient energy. When we consume a proper amount of food, let's say I am taking good amount of carbs, I am taking good amount of protein, which is a requirement for our body, I am taking good amount of vitamins and minerals. So definitely there will be a sufficient energy maintained in my body. And let's say if I am getting a sufficient energy, so my body organs will work properly. Getting my point? So sufficient energy gives to our body when we take a proper amount of a balanced diet. Next is optimum growth and development. What is this optimum growth and development? When an individual, see it's not a short-term process, it's a long-term process. So if an individual is given a proper balanced diet, so the optimum growth and development of an individual take place. Now let us think about what is this optimum growth and development. Optimum, it means extend up to level of wonderful level. Like growth and development, the body will grow in a sequential manner, and the development of the mental temperament, that is the thinking process, the idea, the behavior, that how to give response to the stimuli, how to think. So these function will also be good. So the function of balanced diet is to giving sufficient energy and optimum growth of and development of an individual. Next is proper functioning of internal organs. See, when I am doing some breathing exercise, so my respiratory system will be good. In the same way, when we consume a good food, which is the requirement of our body, then the internal organs will be working properly. Let's say if I am taking salts, my memory will be good. Okay, the working of heart will be good. The working of respiratory system will be good. The production of testosterone, the reproductive system will be good. If you talk about the excretory system, the digestion process, the transportation of material from here to there in the body will be efficient. So the balanced diet helps an individual for the proper functioning of organs. It may be your vision. See, we take some lot of vitamins for the improvement for our eyesight. In the same way, when I am talking about these organs, so it may be internal organs and it may be external organs. Internal, it means I am talking about heart, lungs, etc. When I am talking about external, that is eye, teeth, my hands, these are etc. Faster recovery. Let's say if you are taking a balanced diet, then your recovery will be fast. As what kind of recovery? If you are having an meet with an accident, and if you have any kind of sports injury, so whenever you got a different kind of injury on your body, or you may suffering from a disease or illness, so your recovery will be fast as your body has the sufficient nutrients in its lung. So it is very important to have a balanced diet for the faster recovery of the body from any illness, from any injury during the sports or something. Next, that is efficient immune system. So as COVID-19 going on, you heard this word immune system or immune, So what is immunization? First we need to think, and what is this term efficient immune system? See, immune system helps us to fight with the external agents, that is the viruses or the germs, which which may lead us to illness. So immune system is a very important part which help us to resist from a particular kind of illness or disease. So the balanced diet helps to boost up our immune system, and we will be mentally, socially, physically, as well as from all the parameters we will be strong. Next, then I am going to talk about this improved health status. Definitely, when I am taking a good balanced diet, I am getting all the nutrients, so the immune system, so the health related issue, my health status will be good. If I have a sufficient amount of energy, so I can work accordingly. I can do a much amount of work than a ill man. So improve health status is very important, given by a balanced diet. So the function of balanced diet is also to improve the health status of an individual. Improve metabolism. So when I am taking a balanced diet, so my metabolic process will be good, the digestion of food will be good, and everything is very good with an individual, because the metabolism will be good, the energy production will be good, the internal organs will work properly. So what's the problem then? There is nothing, there is no problem with the body organs when metabolism is good and immune system is strong. Prevent deficiency disease. As you heard that many of the persons face a lot of immune system problem or some deficiency disease. Due to some deficiency, their body is not able to grow in a proper sequential manner. So it is very, very important to overcome a deficiency disease by taking balanced diet. So balanced diet help an individual to overcome deficiency disease. Next, maintain body weight. So to maintaining a body weight, it's become a challenging time. It's become a challenging situation for an individual to maintain the body weight. Body weight, sometimes there are 3 or 2 categories: a healthy body weight, obese, and overweight. So some of the people who are overweight, some are healthy, some are obese. So to maintain a healthy body weight, see, I'm gonna tell you the concept to maintain your weight now. So what we need to do, you just go for a physical workout in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, and there should be a balanced diet. So if you are so obese, if you are overweight, so your body is not needing that much amount of fat and carbs. It required in a small amount. So reduce it, not vanish that particular nutrient. All the nutrients are important, but in a proper amount. Alright, so how to maintain a body weight, you need to go for a huge, extensive, or sometime a normal body exercise and maintain your diet accordingly. According to whether you are obese, overweight, or heavy weight. So when you do a physical exercise and your body requires a particular amount of food. So it is very, very important to maintain the body weight accordingly and to work accordingly. So the body weight and the workout, the things will be good. Next is overall efficiency improved. So when an individual perform a physical workout and take a balanced diet, the overall efficiency of an individual will be improved. So this is all about the functions of balanced diet. Now we are going to learn what are the factors which are affecting diet. So what are the factors which are really affecting an individual's diet? The first thing, that is age. So a little boy little baby will take a small food. A young man take a different category of food, amount of food. So this diet is basically depends upon the age factor first. Second is gender. Gender also decides that whether how much amount of food is consumed by a particular gender. So gender is also a factor. Work or profession. If you are doing extensive work, or it depends on your profession, are you sitting on a chair and doing everything on with your laptop? So you require not that much amount of energy. But if we talk about a farmer, he is doing a huge, great efforts in the field. So definitely he will be or she will be requiring a particular food, that is more amount of food and more calorie based food. Body weight. So body weight is also a factor in which consumption of food depends. That is a factor affecting diet. Sufficient roughage. Roughage plays a very important role in our diet. It helps us to give some particular minerals, vitamins. These are the indigestible portion in the body. See, if we talk about a normal woman or a pregnant woman, so the feeding of the pregnant woman is different in the if we compare it to the normal woman. So pregnant women, they have the different prospects of eating food and all. They have some fruits and some good what I say that nuts and dry fruits requirement is more. Dieting during health related problems. So if somebody is facing health related problems, what are these health related problems? Some are facing the hypertension, some they have diabetic patients. So on that time, this diet will be changed. Seasonal food, you heard about that. Seasonal food like pear, like mango, like pears. So in a particular season, the food type is changed, and the food should be good because food gives us a particular vitamins and minerals according to the environment. So it is also a factor. Next is climatic condition. Climatic condition also is a factor of factors affecting diet. Natural diet, if somebody has a habit to eat a lot. Next is doctor's recommendation. Sometimes due to health related problems, doctors suggest an individual to take a particular diet. Next, that I am going to tell you about the eating disorder. Now, what is this eating disorder? So, when I am going to talk about this eating disorder, so eating disorder is something which is related to the sometimes a good habit of eating, sometimes a bad habit of eating, and sometimes a myth. So when I am talking about eating habits, it's of two types: bulimia nervosa and anorexia nervosa. What is this bulimia nervosa and anorexia nervosa? When an individual, I am talking about bulimia nervosa. So, what is the bulimia nervosa? When an individual take a more amount of food and then start vomiting. Okay, because first they start a huge, because they do not have any control over their body, so they consume a lot of food, and just because they want to slim, they want to reduce their weight, they expel it out through vomiting, self-vomiting. Okay, so that is bulimia. Now, what is the way to remind this? B for bulimia and B for buffalo. Carry my point. What is B? B for bulimia nervosa and B for buffalo. So, like a buffalo, if an individual start eating a lot of food and then he expel because he wants to see slim and trim herself or himself. So B for bulimia nervosa, it means an individual started to taking a huge amount of food and after that he will expel it also. What is the anorexia nervosa? So when I am talking about anorexia nervosa, so you can think A for aunt, dubli patli si aunt and chiki. So anorexia nervosa, here an individual started to consume less amount of food. He or she started to avoid nutrients which should be in our diet. So these are the diet related problems. That is, diet also depends upon the healthy eating habits or the bad eating habit. So let us start. We are going to recapitulate again. So we were discussing about the functions of balanced diet. The functions of balanced diet is sufficient energy, optimum growth and development, proper working of internal organs like heart, muscles, lungs, etc. Improve health status, improve metabolic system and digestive system. We have a control over our body. Okay, overall efficiency of our body is improved. Next, that if we are talking about the factors affecting diet, so age is the factor, gender is the factor, work or profession may decide your diet, specific sports diet. See, when I am talking about specific sports diet, so if you are a sports player, you need a lot of fat, protein, vitamins, minerals. So your diet will be different from a normal working person. Sufficient roughage is also required. Pregnant women require a different kind of food diet than another. Diet during health-related problem, definitely if you are facing some illness like diabetes or something, high blood pressure or AIDS or something else. So your diet is, some food you will be restricted to eat some particular food which helps to, may lead to your serious health-related problems. Seasonal food, natural diet, doctor's recommendation. Sometimes an individual is facing an illness, so doctor gives a recommendation to not to eat these and to eat that. So that is also a very important place there to eat a particular thing. So now next that is eating habit, the last one, that is bulimia nervosa and anorexia nervosa. So when I am talking about bulimia nervosa is totally related with the eating a lot of food and then he or she wants to slim and trim, so he starts vomiting. And when I am talking about anorexia nervosa, it means an individual who is very thin, very dubla, and he avoided some particular amount of nutrients. So that's why he will be in trouble. So this is what about today's lecture about part 1 of chapter 2, sports and nutrition. And I hope you understand the whole concepts. So take care. Bye-bye.